Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. I am so happy that you guys have stayed till to the other half of the series. So today we're going to be doing the 7th unique example, and this is episode 7, and alhamdulillah you're back. Welcome back. So in this particular one we're going to be doing a different kind of example, and I'm going to write it out for you. So the function is y of p equals 8p raised to the power negative 4. So now you can see that this is straight up the function. It looks very easy, it looks simple, but the thing that makes this question or example different from the previous videos is that the power has a negative. Remember what the power rule is? The power rule actually is basically the rule whenever you have a variable that has a power, right? So the variable in this case, x raised to the power. But actually, let us decide that since the variable that we have here is p, hence where we have y of p, let us put this instead. So p being the variable and n being the power. If we're going to differentiate this variable, or basically this function p raised to the power of n, with respect to the variable, and which is p, so ddp we are going to end up having this. We bring down the power n, right? And then we make that power to be the coefficient of the variable, so p, so np, and we're going to decrease that power n by 1, so n minus 1. So basically we're dropping down n, and n is going to be the coefficient of p, and then we're decreasing the power n by 1. So this is basically the answer. But guess what? N cannot be 0, and n cannot be an imaginary number. Now if you look at this, we know that we can apply the power rule to the question 8p raised to the power negative 4. Why? Because n here is basically negative 4. So the variable here, the variable in the question 8p raised to the power negative 4 is p, and the power is negative 4. So we know that negative 4 is not equals to 0, because negative 4 is a non-zero number, and negative 4 is not imaginary, because imaginary numbers are like numbers that is like the square root or the cube root or whatever of the square root or the fourth root or something like that of a negative number. So something like this is going to be an imaginary number, and we don't have that. Negative 4 is not enclosed in a root, right? We're not doing the square root or the fourth root of negative 4. Hence, this is not a problem. So therefore, we can apply the power rule to this question. So apply power rule, or basically power rule can be applied to this question. So since we already know that and we know how the power rule works, let's go straight to answering the question. So we have y of p, 8p raised to the power negative 4. So when we have that, we're going to drop negative 4. We're going to differentiate. So d of dp of 8p to the negative 4 is the same thing as dropping down the power of p, that means we're going to drop down negative 4, right? When we do that, don't forget that there is an 8 there. So instead, what I would advise you to do is you're going to instead do this. We're going to bring out the constant 8, bring that out, then you multiply that constant. I'm using the dot to represent the symbol of multiplication, because in calculus, instead of you using like the x times the x in calculus, is best for you to use a well shaded dot, because if you have too many of the cross sign, to represent multiplication, that can be confused with the variable x, which is used quite often in calculus. So we have 8 multiplied with the shaded dot by the derivative of the function p raised to the power negative 4. So now what is the derivative of p raised to the power negative 4? So that will be 8 times, that's going to be equals, we'll do them all on the same line. So that will be 8 times, what is the derivative of p raised to the power negative 4? Bring down 4, that will be negative 4 p. Now decrease negative 4 by 1. Now the thing with negatives, so like negative numbers like negative 1, 2, negative 3 down to negative infinity, anytime you decrease a negative number by another negative number, you're going to get a more negative number. So it's like if I have negative 1, I'm going to have a more negative number, making negative 2. If I have negative 2, negative 2, I'm going to get a more negative number, and that's going to give me negative 4. So basically, in this case, you just do, if you have a number line, you can do it on a number line, as I'll do here in black. You have this here, so you have negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, right? If they say negative 1 minus 1, that means you're going to go to the left of the number line once, because we're only decreasing negative 1 by 1. So that's going to be negative 2. So if they say negative 1 minus negative 1 is 2, because you're decreasing the number negative 1 by a unit of 1. And since you're decreasing on a number line, you're going to go towards the left, so that's negative 2. So in this case here, that's just a quick refresher for you guys, in case you get confused. If you get confused, watch this part of the video again, and then you go online and click on like the number line of negative numbers. You're going to be able to see, I said click, go online and Google the number line of negative numbers, and then just play around with it. Inshallah, you're going to be able to get it. So now negative 4. Now negative 4 subtracted by negative 1. Remember, the power here is negative 4. To apply the power rule, we're going to drop down the power and then decrease that power by 1. So that's going to be negative 1, negative 1. So therefore, if we're going to have negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. Now we're dealing with negative 5, right? That negative 5, we want to decrease that negative 5 by 1. So we're going to move it 1 unit to the left because we're decreasing. So we're going to end up with negative 5. So in this case, our answer is going to be 8 multiplied by negative 4, p raised to the power negative 5. So that will be 8 times negative 4 is negative 32. Negative 32, p raised to the power negative 5. And that's going to be our answer. So the answer is negative 32, p raised to the power negative 5. Now let's go to the next page. Negative 32, right? P raised to the power negative 5. If you want to write this answer, differently, right? You can have, instead of negative 32 p raised to the power negative 5, you can have it as negative 32. Okay, p raised to the power negative 5 is the same thing as 1 over p 2 over 5. Just like whenever you see x to the negative 1 is the same thing as 1 over x. X to the negative 2 is the same thing as 1 over x squared. X to the negative 50 is the same thing as 1. Then this subtraction power here is going to make it to turn to division, so that we 1 over x to the 50. If you apply the same information that I've explained in this side box here, you're going to know that p to the raised to the power negative 5 is the same thing as 1 over p over 5. So the answer to this question the derivative of 8p minus 4 is the same thing as negative 32 over p to the 5th. So this is your answer. This is your answer right here. And yeah, this is the end of the video. Inshallah, this video is helpful to you guys. On the next video, I'm going to be doing a question quite similar to this, but different. It's also going to be another unique example. But I believe if you can handle this one, the next one will be easier for you, inshallah. I wish you guys all the best, and I hope you guys do good on your test. If you want to do more problems, keep watching my videos. Go online to look for power rule problems and just play around with the problem. Don't get sad or discouraged if you're not getting it right. Just keep pushing and keep using the online calculators. Just Google differentiation online calculator and use that to help you if you don't know the answers to the problems that you're doing, maybe from your textbook or from online resources or from my videos that I'm giving you guys. So just keep searching and just keep trying, and by the grace of God, you're going to be able to handle it, inshallah. I wish you guys all the best. So if you like this content and my previous content, please subscribe, because subscribing is free and you're also learning. And you guys should please make sure you like this video, because I believe it's great content. And I also would like you to like this video because it's going to help with the algorithm. It's going to give you guys an opportunity to comment as well, because more likes, inshallah, more videos, more opportunities to learn, and more growth. And then make sure you also hit the notification bell, because if you don't, you're going to miss whenever I post videos. I post 4 times a week, and I'm basically going to keep posting like that, inshallah. May Allah make it easy for me. I also wanted to mention that I have an IG page dedicated to this channel called Muslima_tutoress. So in this IG page, I post quizzes weekly as well as updates on this channel. So if you would like to go on Instagram, please just go and follow me on Instagram, and yeah, and do the quizzes. They're STEM related quizzes, so you're not like weird or confusing. They're literally just STEM related quizzes, STEM related content, and yeah, keep pushing. So please keep doing your work and keep working hard. And lastly, if you want me to be your personal tutor, you can email me at shuhabeetutoring@gmail.com. In case you get confused about anything that I've talked about, please go into the description box, and my description box is going to lead you to my contact information. So you guys have a good and blessed day. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.